The bus stop seemed to be a fine choice. A strange thought came across me. Perhaps Shurik is in the same situation as me, and so he decided to run away from the camp. Maybe by the 410 bus. It could really turn out to be true if he came here by accident, too. Although the chances of that are quite slim. But you never know. What if the bus would really come? However, I could hardly believe in that. Indeed, I spent a couple of minutes waiting at the bus stop, made sure that there were no signs of Shurik or anyone else here, and headed back to the camp. Somebody rushed out from behind the gates and bumped into me. The impact wasn't strong, so I just staggered. Miku stood in front of me and rubbed her bruised forehead. "Oh, sorry." "It's all right. It's my fault. I was going to the music club, but got lost in thought about a new song. Thinking up the lyrics and music. I hadn't realized how I got here. So you don't have to apologize." Her words per minute rate above obnoxiously exceeded the recognition limits of my brain. I made an attempt to retreat promptly. Sure, gotta go, Oh, wait! I wanted to leave as usual without having to listen to her, but Miku grabbed my hand. Her grasp gave me the creeps as I got a clear vision of an agonizing execution by another rap session. "Can you help me a little, please? Just a teensy-weensy bit?" That definitely wasn't on my to-do list today. "Well, I'd be glad to, but it's pretty please." Miku looked at me with such puppy dog eyes that my heart started to melt. She totally wasn't going to let go of my hand. "And what help exactly do you need?" "You'll accompany me. I can't manage to compose on my own. I can sing or play. I can't do both at the same time. Even our virtuoso has her weaknesses. Well, I can't really play any instrument." "Never mind that. I'll show you everything. Come on, let's go." "But we're supposed to be looking for Shurik, guys." "But I do enjoy Miku. Miku's the reason I downloaded this game. On the other hand, I'm not losing anything. However, she dragged me along with her. Probably nothing good will come of this, but the only way to get her off me is to wrestle my hand out of hers. But that wouldn't be very nice. Nothing bad will happen after all. Probably." Within a minute, we were already standing in the music club. Miku took a guitar. "Here, have a look." She sat down and started playing. I tried to follow her hands. The tune seemed quite simple. It seemed quite easy to repeat it. "Got it?" "Kind of." "Let's try." I took the guitar and started playing. That didn't really work out. "Let me show you one more time." She played much better than me. Looking at Miku, I wondered. Of course, she was a chatterbox. She was naive and clumsy. However, she was extremely talented in music. "Try again." I managed much better the second time. "Wow, that's much better," she smiled. It wasn't hard. In fact, just repeat the same notes over and over. Just don't lose track. Oh, my eye. "Start on my command." "Okay. Ready? Go!" It was a song in Japanese. Frankly speaking, I didn't understand a single word, but Miku's singing was quite good. In fact, it was outstanding. Yep, that's the Miku software. She put her heart in every note, every word. Yeah, music probably is the very thing for her to dedicate her life to. It seemed like it wasn't her who chose the music, but the music that has chosen her. The last half an hour presented Miku in a completely different light. "Oh, thank you. Did you like it? I finally managed it with you. On my own, it's not so good. I either mess up the words or miss the strings, and it's just perfect with you. Thank you so much. You really have a talent, Just to play like that without any preparation? Nope, seems I'd changed my opinion about her too hastily. Thanks for the song. Gotta go. See you. Thanks for..." and gone. The rest of her words were left behind the door. You know, cutting her off like that's kind of rude. Although I love Miku, so... Oh my god, my eyeball. Stop it. Behave. Really. I leaned on the wall of the club cabin and sighed. Miku's song was still playing in my mind. I went for lunch with mixed feelings, with a sense of accomplishment and with a realization of time wasted. Sorry. The canteen was crowded. I couldn't stay unnoticed. Old Dmitrivana called me. Simon, come with us. The camp leader, Slavia, and Electronic were sitting at the four-seated table. I nodded and went to get my food. This time I had to spend several minutes in the queue. Today's menu didn't really differ from the other day's menus. The dishes looked the same at least. When I sat at the table and wished bon appetit to everyone, Old Dmitrivana said, So, what are you thinking? About what? We searched for Shurk all around. It's noon, and he's nowhere to be found. I took a note of the rhyme, but didn't want to point it out. We looked all over the camp. I went all around the neighboring forest. Olga Dmitrivana looked at me, and I helped too. We must call the police. Maybe we should wait until the evening, I asked lazily. Maybe he went home. That can't be. Shurk lives thousands of miles away. By train? The nearest station, she paused, is far off. Now it was getting interesting. Every time the conversation reached the point concerning ways I could leave Sovyanuk, all the camp inhabitants started changing the subject. How far is far? Really far. The camp leader looked at me, indicating with her expression that asking more questions was not advised. So we should go deeper into the forest. Maybe he got lost. Shurk always takes a compass, chimed in Electronic. I wonder what else could be found in his magic vest, assuming he has one. If I were to get lost in the forest, a compass would be of no real use. Police! We should call the police in the evening. Not right now, at least. Okay, so you'll do it later. They were all silent. We should be able to find him before evening. We still have time. If he actually got lost, we have no time to lose. We cannot be sure. Then where is he? Where? There was some truth to the camp leader's words. Hiding the whole day just like this is suspicious. Why would he do that? Shurk seemed to me to be quite a serious pioneer. Lana would have been a better fit for this behavior. So there is good reason to believe that he was gone. All that can be done has already been done. We'll just have to wait. Slavia, Electronic, and Olga Dmitrivana looked at me sorrowfully, but didn't say a word. I finished my lunch, took the tray back, and left the canteen. It's still the first half of the day. What now? The camp was drifting off for an afternoon nap. Only Jenda stared at me through his glasses. Of course, he was staring somewhere else, but I had the feeling that he was constantly watching me. I bet he knows where Shurk is hiding. He just can't say anything. The disappearance of the Cybernetics Club leader made me think. Maybe it's got something to do with my case. Oh, pioneer. The nurse stood in front of me. I looked at her curiously. Go and take my place in the infirmary. I have an urgent call. Somebody is injured. Me? Yes, you. Take the keys. I just get keys to everything. The nurse threw me the keys and ran away. Why me? Isn't there anyone else in this camp? What exactly should I be doing? What if something happens? Oh, what do I do now? I missed my chance to refuse. I stood in front of the door uncertainly. On the one hand, there is nothing to worry about. I'll spend half an hour or so here and she'll be back. But what if someone comes for actual help? It's a broken leg or a head injury. I began to worry too much. I hope that there are no injuries more serious than bruises and scratches in this camp. But at the same time, I could not shake the idea that in a serious situation, I would be absolutely useless. I don't even know how to perform CPR. I do! A magazine on the nurse's table caught my attention. A good way to relax, I guess. This is labeled Soviet Fashion. The publication date or month were absent. Of course. However, this was not a surprise. There were much stranger things happening here. I didn't know much about Soviet magazines. Maybe they actually didn't have publication dates on them. Usually they do. Models dressed in old-fashioned clothes stared at me from the glossy pages. Nowadays, nobody would wear such clothes. I smirked. I wonder if Slavia, for example, considered this fashionable. I could only imagine what would happen if she appeared in my time wearing something like this. Imagine we were walking hand in hand. I'm wearing my coat with the hood, and she is dressed in a lavish dress covered with lace and things. Seems like I'm already imagining Slavia in my world. With me. And not only Slavia. This dress better suits Lana. This cute Seraphin would look good on Alyssa. This skirt and cardigan would look nice on Lana. If only they could be real. No, I saw them, heard them, could even touch them. But still, they are here, and I simply don't belong in this place. It's alien to me. I'm just waiting for the chance to get out of here. Waiting because nothing is up to me anymore. I sighed, put my head on the table, and fell asleep. I should have went to the forest instead of with Miku, but sorry. I was awoken by the noise of the door opening. Lena stood at the door. The nurse isn't here? Then I'll come back later. I'm substituting for her. Since I am responsible for pioneers' lives, I should do it with full responsibility. Although, in fact, I was just afraid of something bad happening because of me. Any health complaints? I tried to give Lena the most professional smile I could in order not to confuse her. Nothing special, just a little headache. Let's do this. Some painkillers, maybe. Of course, I wasn't aware where to find required medicines, so it took me a while to find them. Finally, I handed a metamizole tablet to Lena, whatever that is. Thanks, she smiled. That was completely unexpected, and I lost touch with reality staring at her. What? Lena turned awkward in an instant. Listen, I've been wondering. Do you like this? I don't know what got into me, but I grabbed the magazine from the table and showed her that picture of the skirt and cardigan, which would really suit Lena in my opinion. Maybe I went completely nuts thinking about all the girls being in my world. Maybe I wanted to distract myself instead of just waiting for the nurse to come back. Lena looked at the picture. Yeah, I guess. Is stuff like this in fashion? I guess. She got confused and started blushing. Why do you ask? Really, why? I think you'd look gorgeous in it. Or just asking, you know what? Let's help her confidence. Thank you. It's alright. I'm just being completely honest. We were quiet for some time. How's your headache? Much better, thank you. She smiled. I'll be off. Good luck. Lena went out, and I continued to look through the magazine. After a while, somebody knocked at the door again. Seems that the infirmary is the most popular place to go. Suddenly, I decided to roleplay a nurse. Just a male version. And said, Come in. The door opened, and Ilana entered the room. Wow, did I miss the moment when you decided to start knocking? Anything wrong with me knocking? She frowned. Where does it hurt? Why on earth would I tell you? Where's the nurse? Right in front of you. I imposingly crossed my legs and looked questioningly at her. I'd better go. It'd be better to die than be treated by you. She smiled mischievously. You didn't even let me try. Yelena thought for a moment. Though you could give me some pills. What's bothering you? It took her some time to reply. A heavy stomach. Sure it's not an empty head? I muttered under my breath. What did you say? Nothing. Give me a second. I found the pills in the first drawer I opened. Thank you, doctor. She smiled cheerfully. Watching Ilana, I could not imagine how such an optimistic child, an active child, could have any health problems. Overdose of stolen candies, right? Got food poisoning for the candy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with overdose of stolen candies. She gave me a baleful look. No, I left everything for you. Lana ran out the infirmary and slammed the door. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Whatever. Again, I went back to studying Soviet fashion trends. Time passed, but the nurse was still absent. I wasn't searching for Shurik, wasn't looking for any clues concerning my situation. I was just sitting and flipping through a magazine. Just for a moment, I felt quite satisfied with the situation. So far, everything that has happened here could be seen as just a trip to a summer camp, and if nothing changes anytime soon, then I can start worrying. Again, somebody knocked on the door. Did I miss the outbreak of an epidemic? Slavia was standing in the doorway. Oh, hi. Isn't the nurse here? Hi. No, she's not here. I'm taking over for today. Great. I'd like... She hesitated. What? By the way, Simon, Slavia said, and looked intently at me. What? It seems like I lost my keys. Have you seen them anywhere? Sure I have. Yes, here. I found them near the canteen yesterday. Wanted to return them, but I forgot about it. Yesterday? Dude, that was like 3 frickin' days ago. Not yesterday. 3 days ago. I was really bad at lying. My cheeks were red, my eyes were wandering around, and my hands were constantly shaking. Here. I was already preparing myself for an appropriate scolding, but Slavia only took the keys and said, Thanks. So what have you come for? I really needed to change the subject. Does anything hurt? No, it's nothing. Strange. I wouldn't even think that such an open person as Slavia would keep something quiet. Is there something bothering you? Tell me. That's why I'm here, to treat people. I smiled widely. No. I mean, yes, but no. Hearing that made anything possible, even division by 0. So how can I help you? You? I guess you can't. It's a feminine issue. She smiled and was going to leave, but suddenly stopped. However, could you step out for a minute? Why not? Okay. I stepped out of the infirmary and leaned against the wall. I wonder what might she be doing? Something that I can't even see? After a minute, the door opened and Slavia came out. She was carrying a small bundle. I know what it is, but the character is completely clueless, so let's... Yep, we're asking. What is it? Nothing, she blushed. Thank you. You're welcome? Slavia ran away. Seems like I shouldn't have asked. I'm just saying things I really shouldn't say today. I looked at the time. It was getting late. I'd read the magazine backwards and forwards, but the nurse still wasn't there. Suddenly, the door burst open, and Alyssa rushed inside. She looked at me piercingly. What are you doing here? Sitting, I admitted honestly. Okay, then. It's even better without the nurse, she murmured. Are you sick? I asked acidly. Alyssa didn't answer me and came closer. Move over. Why? So I can open the drawer. Isn't it obvious? What for? She got angry. None of your business. Well, I'm kind of in charge here. She gave it a moment's thought. Then give me some activated carbon. Stomachache? Yeah. She grinned sharply. I got the feeling there was something wrong here. I don't trust you. I just don't. Really? A stomachache? Really? Doesn't seem so. What, do I have to toss my lunch all over the place for you to believe me? I don't know what terrible things can be done with activated carbon, but I'm sure you will think of something. She hesitated. And what if you're right? There! I knew it. Then I'm certainly not giving you anything. Alyssa tried to get the drawers, but I blocked the pillbox with my chest, and Alexander Matrosov. Alexander Matrosov was a Soviet infantry soldier during Great Patriotic War. Posthumous posthumously awarded the title of the Hero of the Soviet Union for blocking German machine guns with his chest. Ah. Well then. For all her impudence, she was still just a girl, and she had no chance of pushing me aside. Whatever, I'll find it somewhere else. She turned away and headed to the exit. At the door, Alyssa stopped and looked back. By the way, the camp leader and the nurse are carrying a pioneer with a broken leg. I really don't care, but they seem to be struggling. Yeah, sure. Come see for yourself. She's tricking you. Alyssa seemed to be lying, but on the other hand, as long as I can see her. I came around the door and looked outside. No one was there. Where exactly? They haven't reached here yet, then. She made a helpless gesture. Have fun. I returned to the table and then realized that one of the drawers was open. How did she make it so quick? I turned my back for just a second, though what evil can come from activated carbon? It was 15 minutes till dinner, and the nurse still wasn't back. I guess just leaving the place like this won't do. She asked me to look after it after all. And who knows what might happen if I leave. Though who would want to steal anything from here, except Alyssa stealing activated carbon? I opened the magazine again and began flipping through it for the nth time. The fashions of the 80s weren't that fun anymore. Yawning got me several times. It was already 6 o'clock, so dinner has already started. Of course, I had to be on the watch till the end, but my stomach seemed to have its own opinion on the matter. I stood up and steadily headed to the exit. A rustling sound came from behind the door. Could it be someone else who got poisoned, broke their arm, or something even worse? I sighed heavily and pulled the doorknob. However, there was no one there. It seemed it was just my imagination. It's the fox. I returned inside and instantly noticed that something had changed in the infirmary. To be precise, an apple had appeared on the table. But where from? Fruits can't just materialize from thin air by themselves, can they? Though in this camp, anything is possible. Chances are someone just brought it here. Maybe Lena wanted to thank me, given that she's all shy and... But wait, how could she just slip past me like that? Lena wouldn't climb through the window after all. So there must be something else. I was suddenly overwhelmed by fear. What if the apple is poisoned? Well, this isn't Snow White, dear. Though why would someone complicate things when I'm here totally helpless and can be killed way more easily? Or it might be the apple which Eve tasted in the Garden of Eden. In that case, I certainly shouldn't eat it. The same second, my stomach reminded me it was there by rumbling treacherously. However, it would take time to close the infirmary, to reach the canteen, to get food. My stomach was about to eat itself. There was nothing wrong, I guess. Once again, I tried to remember if this apple was here before. In the end, it must have appeared from somewhere. Maybe it got here through the window. The shutter was slightly open, so someone must have reached in and put it there. Nothing serious, however. It's from the fox. It's safe. Sorry, I have knowledge from watching the opening sequence. There was a fox. Finally, hunger prevailed, and I started chewing on the ripe green apple with gusto. Its taste seemed normal. What the heck? I heard a really weird noise. I'm sorry. Though I don't think that even the strongest poison can be tasted. But it's too late to think about that. It was time to go for dinner.